welcome back to another episode of Marv in England. Anyhow, hope you're having a good day. It's a bit of a dismal day here in England. Kind of rainy, little cold, but it is what it is. I tell you what, overall, I love it here. The weather compared to where I'm from in Camden, New Jersey. The summers in Camden were a lot hotter, but the winters are a lot colder. And at least that's one thing to say about this part of England. It's very mid-level. It doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold. Now, the downside of that is you never know what to expect at any given time, because it can be raining and cold in the morning, warm in the afternoon, and cold again at night. You just never know what you're going to get. But I tell you what, I've come to appreciate the weather here because I hate cold. And I do not miss the harsh winters back in Camden, New Jersey. I do not miss that at all. Speaking of Camden, New Jersey, it hurts my heart, man. I see the news and how bad things have gotten back home, and I just don't understand what's going on with my city, man. I remember as a kid, it was always dangerous, but I guess we didn't think much of it because we grew up in it, so we grew up along with it, so you just didn't think about it. As long as, when you used to hear the gunfire in the background, as long as it wasn't too close, you kind of kept it moving. But here in England, I tell you, that's one of the things I love best about England is I don't have to worry about getting shot every other day. Because guns are illegal here. And very few and far between. You have some hunters and farmers have shotguns, but they have to go through a lot of rigorous checks and qualifications and licensing in order to do that. And there's some shooting clubs still. I don't know how they manage to survive, but they do. But it's so hard to get into one, and so hard to get a weapon, and they have to hold the weapon for you. It's so much stuff you have to go through where, for all intents and purposes, guns are just not available to the average citizen. Now, saying that, you go to different parts of London, Birmingham, Manchester, you will hear about some gun crime. But it's still on a whole part different from lower than what you see in the States, anywhere in the States. Here you see more naive crime is more prevalent for people going. I guess if it wasn't knives, people would hit each other over the head with a rock. It's whatever. It's our propensity to do damage to each other. We will find a way to kill each other and hurt each other no matter what. And like I said, whether it's with a rock or in this case a knife, whatever the case may be. But at least you don't have to worry about getting shot. And as a black American, I don't have any problems with the police. I still find it hard to believe how bad things have gotten with black people in the U.S. have always had a troubled past when it comes to dealing with the police. I remember those days. I remember those days when you had to question, should I call the police? Because you didn't know who they were going to come arrest, sometimes. But even as a kid, sometimes they could be harsh, but you never worried about getting shot. I mean, the way they're so trigger happy now, you hear so many reports of innocent people getting gunned down, kids. It's amazing to me. It's baffling to me how things have gotten this bad. Whereas here in England, I tell you what, it almost makes my day when a cop stops me here. Whether it be for speeding, or whatever, because they're so polite. They're so polite, and they're, well-mannered most times. In my experiences, they've been so polite, and then as an American, of course, in traffic incidents, I always play the dumb American, and that's got me out of a few tickets, I'll tell you. But it's just a whole different experience. And to be fair, in the States, I've had my experiences of good and bad police. I've never had one threaten to shoot me. Now, I had one threaten to kick my butt once. And that's as a young teenager. That's another story I'll get into another time. But here, it is just so peaceful. in some ways, it's a lot of similarities. The place I live in now is called Kings Lynn, which is not too much different from where I grew up in Camden. Uh, they have their version of Pookie and Man Man and all those kind of guys, except here they're named Steve or Harvey or or Kirky or something like that. But they have the same kind of characters, and that's one thing. Once I got to understand the parallels, and it's just that all they're doing is the same guys, same type of people, just with a British accent. That's the only difference. And once I got to understand that, and I was able to relate with them in a lot of ways. And over the time that I've been in England, I've got to understand the lingo. As you can see, I've been here 24 years and I still sound like an American, and I plan to keep it that way. I'm not the guy to go native. I guess I'm too stubborn that way, or too lazy, whatever way you want to look at it. But I tell you what, I like being in England. It's a lovely place. It's peaceful, and it's just so laid back. And even the level of crime and stuff. I mean, crime is everywhere, and it's here. People will rob stuff. You can't leave anything laying around. People will steal. But it's just the complexity and the severity of crime here. I find it's just a whole nother level than what it is in the States. And that's why I'm still here, and I guess that's why I'll stay here. And at that, we'll leave it there and take it up another time. Anyhow, you have a good day. It's nice talking to you.